Hello and welcome. This is Kendra and I'm so glad you're here. Today we have a collaboration hop featuring products from Crafty Critta, one of the new super sponsors for Kendra's Card Challenge 16. Some members of the video team will be sharing projects made with products from Crafty Critta using the Challenge 16 sketches. And this is a giveaway hop, so stay tuned for details on how to enter and have a chance to win a digital download prize from me. Now, Crafty Critta is an Australian-based company, and they sent me and other members of the Kendra's Card Challenges design team lots of foiling goodies, so I wanted to show you what all they sent. These are all toner foil products that can be used with a ink machine or a laminator or other type of toner foiling system. As a matter of fact, Crafty Critta has their own machine called Best Mate, and it is very affordable compared to similar machines on the market. There are several foil art packages in here, and these are pre-printed images for toner foiling. I'm not going to take these out of the package just to kind of save on time, but you do see that there are different designs in this package. So this first one here is fall leaves, and then we've got this flower, and then this one has this cute little gnome with happy birthday, and then this one we've got some fall pumpkins. This one has some wagons with looks like some apples in there. And then there's some larger packs. This one is a happy birthday number 6. It has some stripes, some sentiments, or I'm sorry, that's dots. Some happy birthday sentiments, and then birthday cake and balloons. And then here is another one. This is fall themed, so it's got some baskets and also some fall leaves. And then we've got a Christmas themed one here. These are some ornaments. And then this one has some snowflakes, a deer, more ornaments that say Merry Christmas, and then a candle. And then these are black toner sheets. And these are basically designed for anything, any foil that you put on this, it's going to completely cover it. And then these are color toner sheets. So this is basically just like the black. The toner foil will stick to the colors, but this is more designed for when you want to use the negative part of the foil after you foiled something so that the color would show through. And then we have this other Christmas one here. It's got some more ornaments. It's got some snowflakes and then some sentiments. And this one has the stripes. I'll probably be using these sentiments for my card. And it looks like we've got some more color toner sheets, and this one is white. These are super handy to have. And then this one is metallic gold. And then here we have a paper pack, and I went ahead and opened it so that I could quickly show you the different prints. This has some beautiful, colorful papers, and these are larger. They're larger than a 6x6. I think I'm back to the same pattern again. And then we also have some toner foil. So this one here is called Champagne. And then this one is called Gold Stars. And then we have this beautiful winter green color. So I'm going to go ahead and break out my ink machine and let that heat up while I prep what I'm going to foil. So the first thing I did was select a few of the Christmas themed foil art images, and I cut the winter green toner foil to cover the panels. Now I've sped this part up quite a bit since the foiling process is kind of slow, and I'm brushing the images and the back of the foils to get rid of anything that would prevent the foil from being smooth. Now that I have all of my panels prepped, I'm going to be placing them in the transfer carrier sheet and running them through my machine. And I've let this machine heat up for about 20 minutes. I learned my lesson last time I foiled that I needed to brush everything, and I need to make sure that my machine is hot enough. That is key to getting good results. So I let this thing, even though my light was green, I did let it run a little bit longer just to make sure it was really hot. Now after you run the panels through, you want to make sure that you let them cool down a bit before you peel it off. Now while I foil the rest of these, I will tell you a little bit more about my quarterly card challenges in case you're new and not familiar. I provide a free PDF printable with instructions on how you can cut 6 sheets of 6" by 6" pattern paper efficiently so that you can take those pieces and create 15 cards using the card sketches that are provided on the printable. And each of the sketches have measurements on them, so if you don't want to make a full set of 15 cards, you can just make one, which is what I'm going to be doing today. But by entering a full set of 15 cards, you can have a chance to win some amazing prizes valued at over $1,000. I'll link the Challenge 16 introduction video down in the description box, and this gives more details about the challenge and how to enter. It really is a lot of fun. And as mentioned before, this is a giveaway hop, so you can have a chance to win a prize for hopping along and watching the other videos in the playlist. So to enter, you'll want to complete the form linked down in the description box, and you can enter multiple times for each video that you watch so that you'll have even more chances to win. So back to what I'm doing, I've peeled off the foil and I can see that they turned out perfectly, but there's only one little tiny speck on one of the solid foil sheets. But I've selected one of the color toner sheets to use behind the 2 gold star foiled images, the deer and the candle. And after seeing how it turned out, I kind of wish that I had used some white toner foil instead of the color. I didn't really think about how much of the beautiful color toner sheet would be covered up by gold star foil. The deer and the candle images are really kind of hard to see, but I did use a white toner sheet for the waist, or the negative foil, this one here. And I didn't quite center the foil on the panel very well, so there are 2 sentiments on the bottom that are cut off. But I'm thinking I might be able to find a smaller circle die or a punch to cut around just the inside of the white part of that circle. But I'll be using one of the wintergreen sentiments on the white background for my card today. But one of the things you need to think about if you plan to use a foiled panel in your die cutting machine after it's been foiled is that it can easily be scratched, or it will show the marks from the plate on your cutting machine. So you'll want to add a sheet of paper or cardstock on top to protect it before you run it through. So this is the challenge printable, and I'll be using sketch number 14 here. It has a 3 1/4 inch by 4 1/2 inch piece with a layer that's a 1/4 inch larger on an A2 panel. And it has a focal image in the bottom right hand corner with a bow. And so I've cut a sheet of 8 1/2 by 11 inch heavyweight white cardstock in half to make an A2 size card base. And then I used the other half to cut a panel since there's a wider space behind the pattern paper on the sketch. So I'm going to emboss it with some snowflakes since I plan on using the sentiment with the snowman on it. And when I cut the striped piece, I cut it at 3 1/2 by 4 1/2, I think. But then I realized after I cut the layer that I made a mistake. So I ended up having to cut off 1/4 inch. But to cut out the sentiments, I went through my storage sleeve where I keep all of my most used dies, and I selected a couple of the circle ones that fit perfectly. And then I used my Impress electronic die cutting machine to cut them out. But because my Impress has a magnetic mat and it's supposed to hold the dies on it, and you lay the cardstock on top, but I've been doing this where the cardstock was on the bottom so that I could make sure that the dies were in the right place. And I've done this too many times, so now my magnetic mat is a little bit warped or uneven, which made the dies not cut all the way through. So I ended up having to use my scissors to help cut them out. I trimmed the snowflake panel down to be 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, just so that you could see the edge of the card base. And I made sure to use lots of liquid glue on the back of the embossed panel just to make sure that it sticks. And then I glued the striped piece onto the foiled layer, and I decided to use some dry adhesive this time from my tape runner. And then I ended up putting some liquid adhesive in the corners. Now I hardly ever use dry adhesive. I always use liquid so that I can scoot it over if I don't place it right, and darn it if I did that here. So I ended up having to cut off an edge with my trimmer. So I've added some foam tape to the back to give it some dimension. And then I removed the adhesive backing from the foam, and then I realized that I forgot to add the bow. So it was almost too late, but I caught myself. So I used some red and white twine to wrap around the panel, and I created a bow. And Since I'm now introducing another color, the red, I decided to color the scarf on the snowman to tie it all together. So I thought about coloring the hat, but I decided against it. I just wanted the one red color. And I added some foam tape to the back of this as well, mainly because I didn't want to be able to see the line of twine. If I had glued this down using some just liquid glue, I think you would be able to see that bump. And then to finish off the card, I added 3 flat red confetti sequins. And I just love how this turned out. It's shiny and it's simple but beautiful. And I love the embossed panel on the back. So I have a lot more foiled panels and ones that I haven't foiled yet to be able to make lots of other cards, which is awesome. But I'd like to thank Crafty Critta for being a super sponsor and sending so many amazing foiling products. I look forward to sharing more projects on my Instagram, so if you're not already a subscriber, I hope you'll click that subscribe button here on YouTube and also follow me on Instagram. I will have a list of all of the supplies that I used to make this card down in the description box in case you're interested in purchasing any of these items. Now there's still a few weeks left to join the challenge this quarter. You have until December 31st to get photos of your cards uploaded to the Kendra's Card Challenges Facebook group to enter. And I'll have a link to that group down in the description box as well. Now you'll find the playlist of all of the videos in this hop down in the description box, so I hope you'll check them out to get more card making inspiration and enter for a chance to win a digital download from me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you again soon, and happy crafting!